Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, where it is ActionX's show where we talk about, we usually review episodes of TV shows or seasons of TV shows, or reviewing all the seasons of a TV show, or talk about the whole thing, the whole show, the whole labang, or a quick impression of sorts on a show that basically we're not ready to talk about in full, but I want to talk about it. Like today, we're going to talk about Titans because I need to finish the DC Universe, now HBO Max trifecta of shows where I reviewed Swamp Thing, I reviewed Doom Patrol, both in season format and episode by episode, and now I'm doing Titans, the very first DC Universe show. It took me a longer time to talk about this because I had to make sure I didn't review it in the past, because I think I may have reviewed this, or I have not. I don't exactly recall, but I don't believe I did. I don't think I did. I don't think so. But if I'm wrong, then this will mostly be an update to season 2, because, well, I don't remember. But I don't think I've reviewed Titans. I don't think. But if I did, then you'll tell me. Actually, I should check. You know what? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna double check. Okay, so I did not review Titans. I think I was supposed to review Titans back, I think when we were in the last overall season of What's in the Tube back in the spring, but then I guess I kind of omitted that. Something must have happened. I didn't talk about it. But anyway, here we are. We're finally talking about Titans. We're reviewing just the first 2 seasons of the show, so this is only covering up to season 2. So if you're watching this in the future, season 3 hasn't come out yet by this point, nor any other additional seasons got renewed, which I would not be surprised if it did, or I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Because this show is kind of the quickest impression I can give right now, is decent at times, great in a few moments, not at all that impressive. It's worth to say, because I feel like this was so Titans, if you don't remember, if you want to get a little history lesson, Titans was DC Universe's first ever originally made television show. It was around the time period where I think the streaming services were just starting to really blow up after Netflix's superb popularity, Hulu entering in the ring, Amazon starting to make its own original content. So everyone was kind of on that craze of, let's create our own streaming service. And DC got very bullish by, let's make an all-in-one package where we're going to promote our original comics. We're going to put in our classic movies. We're going to put in TV shows and produce TV shows on the quality of Netflix. This was basically supposed to be what the Netflix Marvel partnership was before DC. That's kind of how I like to akin it to be, where their launch lineup was going to be Titans, then Doom Patrol, then Swamp Thing, then Harley Quinn, and then Stargirl. Those were the core, originally 5, and sadly the only 5 shows they ever announced. And that was kind of like their original year 1 / early year 2 promise that these are the shows we're going to make. There's going to be way more in the future. And Titans, for better or for worse, the first season at least, I thought season 1 was okay at the best. I did not purchase a subscription for it, even though, I forgot, Young Justice Outsiders, I forgot about that show. I was planning on buying a whole year worth of the subscription, or to split a subscription service cost with George for the sake of Young Justice, but we both ended up not doing that because we just didn't find the value in the service. It just was it was kind of weird in how very simplistic the messaging was, but in reality, the offerings weren't pleasable to us. Now, yes, you were getting technically, at least the way the first year plan was supposed to advertise, that you're going to get a new episode of a DC television show every single week. That was kind of the offering of it, and Titans was meant to kick it off for the first 13 weeks, leading into Young Justice, leading into Doom Patrol, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, history lesson over. Back to Titans. So I didn't purchase it. I bought Titans on DVD for season 1, which I honestly was surprised they were going to release them in DVD format. I honestly thought they were going to lock it away behind their streaming service, because I just thought that they would just be more enticed to have people just subscribe to their service to watch the episodes. That's what I initially thought. But they didn't. They released it that next summer. So to promote season 2 that was going to come on the fall on DC Universe. And I think I watched the first half before I went on my very long-awaited vacation to Virginia, and so I left that there. I was really intrigued by it. I was really debating if I should bring the DVD with me on vacation, but I knew I wanted to enjoy vacation and leave sort of my old life behind for a bit, so I didn't bring it along with me. So I went to go there, enjoyed my vacation, came back, binged the second half, and I still thought it was a consistent quality throughout. Again, it's not a great. I don't rank this very highly. It's still a good show, at the very best. And it's okay for a show to be just good. It's not bad. It's not Inhumans level bad. And I've talked about so many bad shows before. Not all I review, but I've talked about some bad stuff before in the past. So for Titans, I was very surprised at season 1. I actually enjoyed Doom Patrol season 1 way better than Titans, which was weirder enough, because Titans, I had such a big more resonance with the team, because growing up as a kid, I watched Teen Titans, the show on Cartoon Network. I love that show so damn much. I thought this was the live action version of it, which it wasn't. It very much wasn't. And then finally, so the reason why I'm talking about this in this segment of Quick Impression, which usually it's what the shows I watched during the pandemic. Season 2, the DVD came out during April or May-ish of sorts, when the pandemic was kind of hitting. I purchased it because it was cheap, $20, and I needed stuff to watch because a lot of my shows were on hiatus. So I watched Titan Season 2 during the beginning months of the lockdown, beginning months of the quarantine, this whole pandemic situation, and I watched it. I thought it was a much better improvement over Season 1, but not as much as I hoped to be. And now to go into the show itself, I think it's I don't want to say it's the writing, but there's just something like the thing that I've always criticized about another show, Riverdale, is that the show is stronger when all of their characters are together. There's a reason why shows like Legends of Tomorrow, shows like How I Met Your Mother, and what else? The Rookie, for example, they've all thrived so well despite being an ensemble cast, is that you see the characters together majority of the time. They do their own things, but you really see the sparks when they're all together. In both seasons of Titans, there were moments throughout both, I forgot, 13, throughout the entire 25 episodes so far that's been released. I have noticed that there have been points where I really wish this character was in, or this character was in, or all of them are together, and they're just frankly not. There was so much expectation I had, because again, growing up with the Teen Titans show, where a majority of the 5 were together, and it was a treat to see them on their own, because you got to explore their characters individually, where in this case, it was mostly the reverse, where most of the time we see either a character together or a smaller group of the characters together, because this is a huge cast. They have so much. Season 1, they had Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and they even put in Hawk and Dove, and even introduced Jason Todd in there. And then Season 2, they just explore the cast. We have Superboy, we have even Bruce Wayne in there. We have Wonder Girl. Oh, she was also in Season 1. I forgot. Sorry if I'm going too fast, because my brain. We even have Crypto. And the entire Slate and the entire Wilson family thrown in there too. There is just a lot of character, and it is so cool and great when they are all together doing, either a fight scene or an emotionally dramatic thing. It is awesome when we get to see all of them together, but then or get to see certain character interactions that you want to see, but we don't really get that much. It's weird to say. In an ensemble show, you rarely get the ensemble moments. Where the way the show was structured in the beginning is that you kind of start. This is a simplistic ensemble piece for any movie or show. You start the characters individually, obviously, of course, and then you slowly bring them together, and which is what they did in season 1. But as soon as you see the team together, they sort of just split off again, and then they don't come back together again till later on. Like the core 4 is there, and then one of the characters just leaves to go be with another character, and then they have to race back to see the other one. And that actually got annoying quite after a while, because I just want to see the team together, bantering, talking, growing as people. I want to see that. And when we don't, it doesn't hurt it's not every time we split off from them, the show suffers. It's just, I really don't feel like it really played much more to the ensemble piece. I do believe season 2 did a much more better job at doing that, but it's still a learning feat. It still really is. And I still feel like season 2 is the better one of the both. I feel like season 1's main antagonist was kind of weak and pale to season 2's main antagonist, which was Deathstroke, which, shout out to the actor. Isla Morales, he's a really great actor, and he did a really good job portraying Deathstroke in season 2. And that's something I like. The thing I really respect more about season 2 is like they learned from their mistakes. They're still fixing it. They're introducing some elements. Hopefully, when we get to season 3, they will continue doing the bad things. They continue to prove what they did manage to fix in season 2, and they managed to continue and work forward towards a much more better show. Again, not to say the show is bad. It's not a bad show. It's just a show that I don't think it's lived up to its potential. And I think once we pass season 3, whenever that does air next year, I need to see that show continue to... I want to see the show evolve into where I think it was. And again, it's really unfair to like compare Titans to a show from a cartoon of all things where it is more easier to put the characters together. I know that. I understand TV logistics. Believe me, I know everything about it. But when you advertise a show called Titans as an ensemble team show, you kind of expect more of the team aspect. But then again, there are moments where I won't spoil everything, but Dick and Raven, or yeah, Dick and Raven's dynamic does. It's like a brother sister mentor mentee mentality that I really love and enjoy. Beast Boy and Raven's also pretty awesome, akin to the comics and the TV show about their relationship, and seeing not a vague spoil, but like Dick with his past pre the show and how that comes up later on in this show is fairly interesting to explore. I feel like the entire cast is well cast. I feel like every actor plays their character well, but it's that there's also a point where like their characters doesn't get to do that much, and that's another problem when you do an ensemble show, is that you really can't give every character a chance in the spotlight. You really can't. There's only a very finite amount of episodes you can give, and also a finite amount of scenes you can write for a character without really overstepping their welcome. So that's kind of like the difficult balance the show still has to find at times. That there are moments where you get to see a character really get to shine through, and then there's another character who's just sitting there in the background. But anyway, let's talk about the characters, because I keep talking about story. I'm only going to talk about the core 4, but shout out to Connor Leslie. If you don't know who Connor Leslie is, she plays Wonder Girl on the show, and damn, she is probably... I think I joked around on this in the Arrow reviews, if you haven't checked that out, where I'm allowed to say, I'm a human being, I'm allowed to say if someone's attracted or not. Connor Leslie, oh my god. I know there's not such a thing as a perfect woman, but damn, she's probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever met. She is just beautiful, wow. And I know her character's Wonder Girl does a lot in the show as well. I'm just saying, I gotta get out that way. It would be criminal for me not to mention that. I'm sorry, I just have to say that. Okay, we good? Dove's also pretty cute too. Or beautiful, whatever you want to say. I don't know. I just want to get that out of the way. Anyway, back to the actual characters. So we're only focusing on the core 4 here. Dick Grayson. It's weird how much I really love Dick Grayson in the comics and in the games, in video games, and also in here. I think the actor Brennan Thwaites, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I apologize for the last name butchering yet again on the show. This is probably the 175,000th time I've butchered someone's name. I apologize. I feel like he does make this Dick Grayson his own, where this Dick Grayson is kind of exploring his life post-Batman. And that's like the most vaguest thing I could say about the character, is that this is his life after Batman. He wants to not be Batman's sidekick anymore. He wants to be his own thing. And the journey goes through to kind of figure out what he needs to be after Batman is very much of a question that he has to go through in the show in both seasons. Especially also dealing with his past, when we later come up with that in season 2. There's a lot of things he has to conquer for him to finally become who he's meant to be outside of the shadow of Batman. And I think Brendan Fraser does an amazing job portraying that. And don't get me wrong, he has the character has his moments of stupidity, smart stupidity sometimes, but sometimes just being stupid for the sake of television stupidity. After that I don't remember any other of the actor's name. I apologize. My brain is only can only be filled with so much because I just have a limited brain capacity. I'm sorry to say that. Starfire. I remember hearing all the controversy, the costume choices, everything about it with the character, with the actress involved with Starfire and Titans. I think she does a great job. I don't. It's weird that, back even 3 years ago, damn, that people were complaining about that. For me, when it comes to adaptation, is that we live in a world that things are flexible, things can be changed, things can be. I believe when it comes to adaptation, pick the best actor or actress to portray the role. That's all I believe in. If you think this person's the right fit, go for him, go for her. That's what I believe. And remember, always think of this, and especially in DC proper, I'm not really sure how much longer can we go when we get a comic book casting and people are like, oh, it's a horrible casting, it's gonna be terrible. When in reality, wait until you see the finished product, and then you're proven wrong. And especially in DC, come on, do I have to bring up the big one? Come on, you really want me to bring that up? I think she does a really great job, an amazing job, let's just say. This is not the Starfire I'm used to from Teen Titans. Once again, I'm bringing this up like the dozenth time. It's not the same character. It really isn't. This is someone more that's more in the know of social commentary, in the know of like what's going on in the real world right now. But as well as you can relate to her. She's just someone who doesn't believe there is no predestiny or there is no destiny. Like, she can be able to forge her own identity and forge her own life outside of what she's grew up to be. And that perfectly resembles my generation a little bit before me and what's currently coming out after me, is that we're the writers of our own story. We want to go where we go. And that's in our overall decision making. And she perfectly represents that. And again, the actress did a great job. I feel I'm more of a bigger hairstyle. I'm a bigger hairstyle of the season 2 one than season 1. No offense. I will say that. And when the costume leak came out, I mean, guys, it was just a civilian costume. It wasn't the official costume. So, calm your horses. Calm your horses. And hopefully she'll get a badass costume in season 3. Hopefully. Raven is fairly different in this one. I feel like, again, Teen Titan comparison here. I'm used to Raven being a little bit more mysterious. This one's more like your typical moody teenager, but still struggling with things. Not in a bad way per se. But the banter she has with the others is very rewarding to see her. Because when we start up the show, she's in a very different place, and then she meets the right people in her life, and then she's able to kind of grow and to kind of become much more of a better person out of it. In slow increments, not like because her origins are tied to freaking hell itself. So there's only so far you can go with your happiness being come back up, and it's kind of sweet for her to be with Beast Boy, and not in a romantic way, hopefully yet, but just to see that connection. Like, it's a friendship that could be something more, and I think everyone can relate to that. I think, and Beast Boy, played by Ryan Potter. Which I know I said, I only know Brendan Frautz. I just remember Ryan Potter was he was in Big Hero 6, and he played the lead character in Super Ninjas. And yes, I did say Super Ninja. That is a real show. It's on Nickelodeon. Look it up. If we ever hit episode 500 of this show, I will review Super Ninjas. And I'm hopeful to God that in 2023, when that happens, I slap myself in the face somehow. So, future Joe, I apologize. But anyway, again, another casting character differential thing. The guy's not green. I have no excuse / I have no reason for it. But I don't know, it's so weird that in animation and in comic, it is so much more fairly understandable and easy to create a green character or character that is green. When it comes to the show there's just a show. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I think Ryan Potter does a really great job of portraying his interpretation of Beast Boy. And so he's just a cool, laid-back kid with his own issues, but he's willing to side bench them to help out everyone else. And I feel like that's the hallmark of a true hero, that he's willing to kind of give up on what he needs to do, or kind of like push aside some stuff to kind of help the people around him, whether that is people he cares about or just people he just sees on the street. And I feel like that is the best way to approach things with him, and also his connection with the Doom Patrol was in that episode, the Doom Patrol episode, which I think that might be a mild spoiler. But that was kind of cute to kind of tie in both worlds somewhat. And if anyone who plays video games on any show immediately wins my respect. So to Beast Boy, definitely a win for me. I don't know why. I really like the actor. I really do. I should follow him on Insta. Yeah? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. But anywho. Yeah, again, if you're unaware, this is a quick impression, so I don't do spoilers on quick impressions, so that's kind of all I can go to. I mean, the only other things I can mention without being spoilers, the actor who eventually they do get to cast as Bruce Wayne, I think he's fine. Because at this point we have like what? 4 Batmans in the freaking cinematic live action feed. You have Warren from Batwoman, Ian from Titans, Ben Affleck from the DCEU, even though I know that's over. Schneider cut, that's all I'm saying. And Rob Patterson. We have 4 freaking live action Batmans in this current 3-year stretch. I'm perfectly fine with there being something else. I do understand it's kind of a little jarring. You're kind of expecting the black, sleek haired, or just the black hair, the more muscular guy portraying this character, but I think I think he did a pretty decent job in his limited time period in season 2, and I think that's all. Have I forgot anything else? I don't think I am. I think that's it. I think that's all I can talk about without going into spoilers, which hopefully someday maybe we'll do a whole every Titan season reviewed at some point in the future. I don't know when that'll be. Again, right co-host and everything. I'll find him or her someday. Just not anytime soon. But I think that's going to do it for me. So my recommendation, go watch Titans if you want to. It's 25 episodes. I think it's pretty interesting. After a certain point, that's on you if you want to keep going. You can go watch Titans now on HBO Max with season 3 coming soon. Hashtag not a sponsor. Hashtag please sponsor me. Hashtag don't really sponsor me. Hashtag I'm on hashtags. But anyway, I think that actually is going to do it for me. So if you were unaware, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX. If you want to know what we're doing overall in What's in the Tube, besides our quick impressions, where we usually produce these to fill in some time slots during our currently existing running program, we're doing every Arrow season review, where me and my co-host Sal, we're reviewing every season of Arrow, leading into a complete series review at some point in the future. With everything going on, I don't know when we're going to get back to that. We've just been very busy with the holidays and all, so, the holidays coming up, but yeah, so we've been kind of busy. We also do every Doctor Who series review, where me and George are reviewing every Doctor Who series in the revival run of Doctor Who. So that's every Saturday. Also, every Arrows would be every Tuesday. But whenever there isn't a new Arrow or Doctor Who review, we're making these quick impressions to fill in the time. I'm trying to backlog these a little bit so I kind of have some breathing room in the next few weeks, because holidays are coming up. Work is going to get hectic. I got to get stuff ready for future stuff, so I'm trying to backlog these a little bit, so bear with me a bit. But again, if you only care about Titans, then hopefully at some point down the line, maybe we'll talk about everything Titans related in the future. But if you're a DC fan, we have Arrow, we're doing that. We've done Doom Patrol, we've done Stargirl, we've done Swamp Thing. There's a lot of other DC shows I could talk about, just not anytime soon, because everything has their time and place. But again, if you were unaware, this has been What's in the Tube from ActionX. If you want to see more What's in the Tube, please subscribe to ActionX on YouTube.com. Ring that bell for notification when our next review is live. Like, favorite, share if you want to, but it does really help us out. Get us out there more to new people to see our content, as well as follow us on Twitch, Twitter to be up to date on updates, new videos, all that good stuff. But until then, be good to each other, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Peace out.